Hello Pisces, May 2019, Dadhichi, I can't even say my own name, Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. For those of you that are new here, I'm the dyslexic astrologer here with your forecast for the coming month. Hopefully I'll be able to get the words out right as I talk to you about this retrograde Jupiter, one of your main ruling planets, moving backwards here in your 10th house of career, indicating a very strong need for you to maybe not be so overconfident in things. You see that that's the case because of this influence of an opposite Mars, the opposition from Mars. And so the retrogression may be as a result of being overconfident, feeling as if you could achieve more than you have, and now having to scale back a little bit. But that's only a temporary measure. The retrograde planets actually only do this temporarily, then they go back into their forward direction. So it's an opportunity for you to learn from mistakes. You're a little bit idealistic, shown here by the conjunction of the moon. Let's get this wheel moving. Finances on the 2nd are indicated by the conjunction of the moon to Venus, then to Mercury. And these are hard aspects to Saturn here in the 11th house of profits. So I think this retrograde Jupiter is going to have more of an impact on you if you're running an independent business. As far as the profitability is concerned, here we have this notable Saturn-Pluto conjunction, both of these planets retrograde too in the area of profits. This can simply mean some confusion over what's owed to you in your work or with clients. So you need to get your systems and procedures in place if you're going to make a smooth transition to, better business management. The important aspect on the 5th, or event rather, is the new moon here in your 3rd house. And so that also ties in with what I just said. That is that your communication style is going to be unsettled by the position of Uranus here. It's important that you find new ways of communicating what it is you want to achieve. You have to be more impactful in your speech. And that, of course, is not only going to affect positively your professional and financial affairs, but it is going to give you the edge in terms of your relationships. Mars is transiting this 4th house of your horoscope, so that new moon, I think, is going to carry its energy almost immediately around the 7th and 8th to that conjunction with Mars, which both of these planets are friendly to you. Their conjunction is usually conducive of good, but the inherent nature of Mars is to create a bit of volatility emotionally, shown by the moon conjoined here. So just keep a lid on it. Try not to say too much, feel too much, or project, because that's what this opposition may do while Mars and Jupiter are connected to that. Some of the other planets are moving out of their respective positions. We see here that there's some intense opposition aspects here from the 11th to the 5th house. This is romance, children, creative ventures, and this can put the brakes on things, as shown by Saturn here. And by the way, the retrograde planets are empowered. So your ruling planet, your co-ruler, Jupiter, retrograde, empowers you here in your career sector. But the ruler of the 12th and 11th house, Saturn, is a bit of a problem. It predominantly rules your 12th house here of Aquarius, which is expenses. And so this could indicate, for example, if you have children or a lover or a girlfriend or boyfriend, that your expenses financially may be greater than you wish or had expected, or the amount of emotional investment that you have to put into a particular problem may not to you seem worth the return you're getting back from the person. So this could be a somewhat lopsided cycle with Moon here. Also notice its conjunction with the North Node, the karmic planet, which that's a whole video in itself on what's going on now over this 18-month period. A lot of strong karma playing out here in this area with children if you're a parent, with lovers if you're a lover, with creativity if you've got a block. Saturn aspecting this area certainly doesn't make it easy for you to flow in terms of your creativity. Here's a nice aspect from the moon in your 7th house of relationships to the communication planets here. You can use new approaches, new techniques, and don't simply rely on the typical tit-for-tat conversation that goes on when you've been with someone for a long time. You need to break through there, be creative in the way you communicate what it is that you want. And that's shown by these lovely aspects here, the moon trining Mercury, communication planet. And that in some ways is translating that to these planets as well. Uranus, 12th house of compassion, the sun relating to your 6th house of service. So your communication and the success of your communication has a lot to do with these factors. Opposition to Neptune can confuse things. It makes you too idealistic, which is part of your nature anyhow. And that will peak at this point around the 19th, when we see the full moon here in your 9th house of higher educational pursuits, philosophical ideals, and once again all these 4 planets in the communication sphere, showing us how important it is, and that should be the theme, one of them anyhow this month, for communicating your ideas more clearly, and maybe having to travel to do so. Maybe being outside your local environment is going to help you to achieve that, as this 3rd house and 9th house are houses of travel, movement, and in some cases relocation if the 12th ruler is involved. I sort of skipped that. I want to go back a little there to this lovely conjunction, an opportune one between Moon and Jupiter around the 21st in your career sector, giving you ample opportunity to negotiate with your boss, to get all of your co-workers on side, and to really feel good about what you're doing. If you're not, you need to think about what it is that does make you feel good. Socially, this could be a bit of a bleak couple of days where we see hard aspects again to the karmic points, to Saturn here. There may be some separative influences on friendships and need to step back from them. And that's also shown by the movement of the moon after this conjunction into the lower key 12th house, putting you in a more backseat role. And you may feel comfortable with that, shown by the Sun-Mercury conjunction here in your 4th house of family affairs. That's going to be notable as well. Strong energy at the lower end of the horoscope here, with Mercury ruling your partnerships, Sun ruling service, work. Also health aspects. That could be some sort of assistance rendered to some elder member of the family, perhaps. That could be the son, which is the father. So definitely reconnection there, or a need to offer some service and assistance to those people within the family sphere. The conjunction again with Neptune here, returning to the same position it was in the start of the month, shows that you'll need to maybe curb your idealism, jot down what it is you want to achieve practically, and be more realistic about your ideals, your goals, and try to connect the dots so that it's not simply this magic act of jumping 1,000 feet to get where you're going, but rather putting in place some of these stepping stones that are going to help you achieve your ends. That's it, I think. A great, intense month with lots of creativity, lots of opportunity to serve and communicate in new ways. And I hope that's going to hold you in good stead till I catch up with you next month. There's more at astrology.com.au though, Pisces, if you'd like to join me there for your year in focus and your daily fix, absolutely essential. And at any time, you're more than welcome to drop me a line. I'd be happy to hear from you and respond. Till next month, take care. Bye-bye for now.